Spirit Sports Consultants presents our weekly NFL picks. Gentlemen, what do we have for the week?
Patriots at Steelers on Thursday night. Looks like Zappi's going to be the quarterback for the Patriots. Got Trubisky for the Steelers. Looking at this one, it originally forecasted a close score, 17-14. But looking at how Zappi played against the Chargers and that mediocre pass rush, going up against the Pittsburgh pass rush, we like the Steelers here 20-10. Looking at the numbers, also we think the Steelers -6 is the best play. You might be tempted to take that under with 30.5, but the Steelers are a scoring defense, so it could be a blowout with some defensive touchdowns. Next up, we got Buffalo at Kansas City, and tell me the Bills aren't motivated after that difficult loss at Philadelphia. I think most people believe the Bills should have won that game. Woulda, coulda, shoulda, right? They played better, just ultimately lost. Similarly, Kansas City, they had Philadelphia beaten as well, and the Eagles so elusive. We like Buffalo here in a bounce back, 28-24. I think these teams are evenly matched. I think Josh Allen plays well at Kansas City. And not surprisingly, Kansas City's favorite here by 3 at home in this tough matchup. Total number is a reasonable 47.5. Again, going with our prediction, we think the best play is Buffalo. Take the 3.5 number if you can get it, maybe up to 4. Do some shopping around. We think that with Kansas City stronger on defense, we think that Buffalo's offense is a little bit better. I think Josh Allen bounces back. So take the Bills here. Panthers at the Saints. We don't believe that firing Frank Reich is going to make the Panthers season any better. Bryce Young is going to continue to struggle against one of the better pass defenses in the league. I believe they're top 5. Not sure who's going to start at quarterback for the Saints. Looks like Derek Carr won't be playing. Probably going to be Jameis. So we like Nola here. 27-17 at home. Caesars Superdome is a great home field advantage despite what they did against the Lions. Even with their injuries, we don't see the Saints dropping 2 straight home games. Coming in here favored over the Panthers by 5. We look at this and we don't like the 5 number. We think those are trap numbers, 5, 5.5. So we like to take the Saints. We'll take the money line here to keep yourself protected from a 3 to 4 point victory. So we like the Saints money line on this one. Next up, we got the Rams going to Baltimore to face the Ravens. And can you tell me a more surprising team to the positive this year than the LA Rams? Stafford and those guys are really showing us something with the new receiver Nakua going along with Cooper Kupp, really putting up some points. And the defense hasn't played that poorly. However, we still think Baltimore's the best team in the AFC. We like them at home going up against an indoor turf team. Having to come to Baltimore, could be some weather in play. We just think Lamar Jackson's playing phenomenally. Let's do a deep dive and look at the numbers for the Baltimore Ravens pass defense. They're number 1 in the league in yards per attempt, and then you can't see it, but number 1 in quarterback rating. And we look at these two as more important metrics for evaluating a pass defense. So looking at the lines here, we like the Ravens -6.5. Get off that 7 number. We think they'll win comfortably, but just get off the 7 key number. And before we continue, if you would, just join our channel. And if you like this video or find it useful, like it and then subscribe. We provide weekly NFL picks, highlights, and sports travel. Thank you. Also, remember to set notifications so you're alerted when we release our weekly videos. We have this one already in production. We'll have it released Monday morning around 9 or 10. Colts at the Bengals. We think the Bengals-Jaguars game was the game of the week. Phenomenally entertaining. Jake Browning put up unbelievable statistics, 32 of 37 for 354 yards. We like them here in a close one. We originally had the Colts picked here. We think it could go either way, really, but we're going to lean towards the home team. We like the fact that the Colts rush defense can't stop anybody. We think the best play here, the Colts are favored. Take the Bengals +1, possibly money line. Lions at the Bears, tough NFC North divisional matchup. Lions had a great start yesterday and then ended up holding on for a tough win at New Orleans. Now back-to-back road game at Chicago. As high as we are on the Lions, this is the kind of game they typically lose. Going at Chicago, we've been to one of those games at Soldier Field. Tough environment. We think the Bears are going to pull off the upset here. We have already caught grief picking the Bears here, but look at the Lions. They're an indoor or fast surface team. Bears are outdoors on grass. Do we have any kind of weather? Well, let's take a look. Sunday forecast. One thing dome indoor teams don't like, rain, snow, and winds. 15 to 25 mile an hour wind forecast. Look what happened when they played at Baltimore. Gusting winds, they got killed. So you've got the Lions favored by 3. The total's number is 40.5. I think the best play here is the under 41. Watch the weather forecast, but division rivals playing each other. I think it'll be a low-scoring affair. Take the under in this one. Texans and the Jets, and provided there's no inclement weather in the New York, New Jersey area, we believe that C.J. Stroud will continue his great rookie season. One thing that impressed us about the Texans yesterday was the pass defense. Now with Derek Stingley back from injury and Petrie playing the safety position along with Ward, we think that they're going to shut down opposing offenses, and the Jets don't really have much. We like the Texans here, 2013. Looking at the numbers, we've got the Texans favored by 6.5. Totals number, look at that low number of 33.5. We think here the best play. We like the Texans, but get down to that 6 number. Stay off that hook. 6, especially overtime, 2 field goals. That's a better number than 6.5 if you can get that. Take the Texans here. Jaguars at the Browns, and here's an example of life in the NFL. You're heading towards the number 1 seed in the AFC, and then you lose your starting quarterback and franchise guy. So we thought this game was going to be close anyway. Jags going into Cleveland with Trevor Lawrence out, even with the Browns' uncertainty at quarterback. We think their defense is far superior to what the Jags have been doing. Jags are probably going to be a little bit down too. We like the Browns here. Looking at the odds, we got the Browns favored by 3, as you would expect. That totals number seems suspiciously low, 30.5. We think the best play here, not sure about the totals. We're leaning under here. We think the best play is the Browns minus 2.5. Get off that 3 key number and take the Browns in this one. Vikings going into Vegas to face the Raiders. Looking at that Vikings-Bears game, boy, was that an ugly game. But we're not going to hold that against Joshua Dobbs. We think that was the Bears' defense. Another reason we picked them in an earlier matchup against the Lions. We think the Vikings will bounce back here 24-21. We like that Brian Flores' aggressive defense, too, against a rookie quarterback. And Vikings are a 3-point favorite in Vegas with a totals number of 40.5. For this one, we're going to do our traditional thing, get off that 3, go to the 2.5 number. I think the Vikings are just a little bit better than the Raiders in this one. Take the Vikings minus 2.5. Next up, we have the Bucs at the Falcons in the ATL. We think this is going to be a tough one. NFC South matchups are so close. Falcons won at Tampa earlier, so you could say let's just flip it back. We think the Falcons are charging in the right direction. They know they're playing for the NFC South division. We like the Falcons here, 21-17 over the Bucs. The odds are about what you'd expect. Falcons a 2.5-point favorite. Totals numbers enticing, 39.5. Watch that number. If that goes up to 41, look for an under on that. As it stands, we like the Falcons money line. We think this might be a 1 or 2 point game, so take that. Next, we got the Broncos going out to LA to face the Chargers. And the Broncos lost at Houston yesterday, but in watching that game, they were a play or two away from winning it to continue this unbelievable run that Sean Payton has put together. We think that run continues at LA. Their offense being able to exploit the weaknesses on the LA defense, especially having lost Bosa, and their secondary has been weak all year. Chargers are favored here by 3 as the home team. We see the totals number as a 43.5. We think the best play of the Broncos get up to 4. By that one up, we think coming off the loss against the Texans, they're motivated. Go with the Broncos here. Seahawks and the 49ers. We think the 49ers have cemented their spot as the best team in the NFC with convincing wins over both the Eagles and the Cowboys thus far. We like them here 31-17. I think the Seahawks have shown improvement. Might be a tight divisional game, but we think the 49ers are just too good. We have the 49ers favored by a high 10.5-point number based on their win over the Eagles. That's to be expected. We like the best play here. 49ers, but try to get under 10. We like to get off that key number, go to 9.5. If you can't, do a teaser for this. And again, we're all looking forward to the Eagles at the Cowboys, and this game may decide not only NFC East, but also who has home field through the NFC. We think the one area which we pointed out with our matchup analysis of the Eagles 49ers, it's pass defense. Cowboys should be able to exploit the weaknesses in the Eagles secondary. As much as we like that Eagles offense, the Dallas pass defense has been unbelievable, so take the Cowboys here. Cowboys are favored in this game by 3.5, which is a key number we want to avoid. So we recommend the best play getting down under 3 to that 2.5 number. Look at the totals as well. We think that's a high number with the Dallas pass defense. Maybe a half bet on that one. Packers at the Giants. I'm not sure what I'm more impressed by with the Packers, what Jordan Love's doing on the offensive side, or what that pass defense is doing without all-pro Jair Alexander, who's been hurt for a great part of the season. We think their dominance continues as they march towards the playoffs. We like them here 24-14 in the first part of that Monday night doubleheader. We think the best play for this one is to get off that 6.5 number, get down to 6, protects you against any kind of overtime or 2 field goals. Take the Packers. And finally, we have the Titans at the Dolphins. And look at what the Dolphins did yesterday to the poor Commanders, 45 points. Titans with that tough overtime loss at home against the Colts. We think the Dolphins' dominance continues here at home, 31-14. Titans' misfortune, they've got one of the weaker pass defenses in the league. That's not good going up against Tua and all those weapons. So take the Dolphins here. And as you know by now, we're not a fan of double-digit lines, but in this case, we think Dolphins can cover this. Get it off the 14 number, go to 13.5. As we stated, the Titans' pass defense is not good, so the Dolphins should exploit that.
That's all for this time. Thank you for joining. Please subscribe to our channel, and we look forward to sharing our future videos with you.